from Wisconsin. Congressman, welcome to the show. I want you to start you off here with some news that's coming out this afternoon. Democrats saying that, hey, maybe, just maybe, they'll give up on a millionaire tax. What do you say to that?
Well, here's the deal, Jerry. We have a conference where the House and the Senate have come together to agree on spending levels for this minibus. But because of politics, the President and Harry Reid have tabled that, and they are now trying to work on the payroll tax. As you know, yesterday we passed a payroll tax holiday extension.
Right.
And because of politics, Democrats are trying to get more out of that bill than what the American people demand. I mean, this is truly...
Wait, Congressman.
Sure.
They're saying that they may give up on this millionaire tax. Is that a good thing from your point of view if they do that?
Well, they should. I mean, the issue truly here is about job creation.
Right.
And we all know that raising taxes on our job creators doesn't help grow the economy or create more jobs. But what we've done in the payroll tax holiday, as you know, is we've included the Keystone Pipeline, which is going to be 20,000 plus new jobs. And we've dealt with the Boiler MAC issue, these industrial boiler standards from the EPA. They're going to kill jobs in our whole industrial sector across the country. So it's a common sense bill. There is.
There are lots of issues. One of the issues I wanted to talk to you about tonight, because I found it, frankly, astounding, are comments from the president about the economy, what he knew and when he knew it. We've got a couple of statements here together from different periods. Listen to this.
I wish I knew, and I wish everybody knew, just how deep the crisis was when I was first sworn into office. I think we understood that it was bad. We didn't know how bad it was.
We start 2009 in the midst of a crisis unlike any we have seen in our lifetime, a crisis that has only deepened over the last few weeks.
So what is it? I mean, the first comment was from yesterday. The second comment was from January 8th, 2009. This administration had said nothing but we have had the worst economy in the world to deal with, practically the worst economy in America's history. And now the president's saying we didn't know how bad it was. What's going on here, Sean?
Well, I think the president doesn't really have a choice here. He has tried major policies, $1 trillion stimulus package, major health care reform, massive regulations, and it hasn't worked. So he has no choice but to blame it on a deep recession instead of the failed policies that he's advocated for 2 years with the Democrat-controlled House and Senate. The bottom line is the American people are going to finally say these policies haven't helped us out. They haven't created jobs. They've driven us further into an economic decline. And I think the president's in a tough spot. When your policies don't work, you have to blame it on something else, and that's what he's doing.
Well,
he's in blame mode
certainly what we're
instead
hearing.
of taking responsibility himself.
Well, and there's lots of responsibility to go around, right? For example, right now, I'm not happy about the fact that there's another government shutdown looming, and you people, what are you doing? Are you going to get anything done in Washington? Are we going to get a budget? Are we going to keep the government from going out of business?
But Jerry, that's a great point. I mean, you have the House and Senate, Republicans and Democrats who've come together. There's an agreement. There's a conference agreement to fund the government starting on Friday for the rest of the year. The president and Harry Reid are now deciding to hold this up because of issues they have with the payroll tax holiday. I mean, they're playing politics with funding the government. They're going to bring us to a breaking point, to the cliff of potentially shutting the government down on a totally separate issue. The House and the Senate have done the work. Stop playing politics with government shutdowns.
Congressman, I got to ask you, they say it's not their fault. They say it's your fault. They say it's the Republicans who are in the way, who keep turning down Democratic ideas and keep things from getting done. How do you respond to their criticism?
Well, even Democrat operatives have agreed that the House and the Senate have a conference report that they've agreed upon to fund the government through 2012, which is this new minibus. And they've now tabled it because they now want to focus and get leverage for the payroll tax holiday, which includes the Keystone Pipeline, which is a job creation bill the president doesn't like because he's concerned about what his allies in the environmental movement will think with the pipeline. So, I mean, this is politics, Jerry.
Believe me, I know. I talk to you guys every night, and nothing ever seems to get done. One question for you, though, that I think is really important, especially at the end of the year here. I know that John Boehner, the leader of the House, has been trying to get a payroll tax, as you've mentioned, passed here in connection with the pipeline. But there's also the issue of the AMT, alternative minimum tax, which is going to kill a lot of Americans. There's the doc fix that happens at the end of every year. Is it possible that the more conservative members of the House, the people who are Tea Partiers, say, are going to stop those issues from being resolved before we hit the end of the year here?
Well, I just came out of conference, and there's a great dialogue and debate that's going on internally on what we want to see happen. But in regard to the payroll tax holiday, that passed out of the House with over 218 Republican votes. We did it on our own.
But what
though we
about
did have Democrat support as well.
What about the AMT and the doc fix? What's going to happen with that? Because this, frankly, let's face it, this is stuff that costs money too.
Well, we have the doc fix in the bill. We have a 2-year doc fix where we're taking the 27% cut to a 1% increase over the 2 years. We've addressed that. I think the greater concern, though, as you mentioned, is the alternative minimum tax. That isn't in there, and I think we're going to have to look at that before the end of the year because you're right, that affects a lot of people. But the doc fix has been addressed.
You guys have a lot of bills sitting over there at the Senate that go nowhere.
We say they stack up like cordwood, over 20 jobs bills that they won't take up, Gerri. We got to get them moving.
Well, got to do something. We're coming to the end of the year here. Congressman Duffy, thanks for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, here's your chance.